if we made a porno company that made porno flicks loosely based on Disney cartoon movies, and the company would be called Disney.
Oh my god!
And so it was me and my buddy Deej bartending, and we would just ask customers, "Hey, what's your favorite Disney cartoon movie?" "Oh, it's The Little Mermaid." "Oh, we'll make The Little Spermaid." Starring Areola. And like we would just like go and like another customer comes in. "Oh, what's your favorite?" "Oh, it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs." "Ah, we'll just leave that one.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
Hey guys, Adam Ray here. Thank you so much for tuning into the About Last Night podcast. If you're new to the show, thank you so much. Subscribe here. Click this button right here. Subscribe to the channel to get all your ALN goodies, podcast clips, the full episodes. And of course, subscribe to the Adam Ray YouTube channel right here as well. Check out my Live from Portland special, the Dr. Phil Bill Burr interview, dropping a Jeremy's Pretend Friends comedy special live from the Comedy Store this Friday on my YouTube channel, where my friend Jeremy hosted an Adam Ray and Buddy show at the Comedy Store with Joe Gatto, Jessimae Peluso, Eliza Schlesinger, Pete Holmes, and Steve-O from Jackass. It's an incredible piece of comedy. Check that out this Friday, October 13th. It drops on Adam Ray's YouTube channel. And, of course, follow me on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Adam Ray Comedy, the podcast at ALN Podcast. Today's episode is a banger. I cannot wait for you guys to see this interview. It's one of my longtime friends in comedy, a Comedy Store favorite, a legend, a myth, a sweetheart, Ryan Mirvis. We're talking everything music festivals, pups, comedy, the Comedy Store, Minnesota, hacky sack, and we just scratched the surface. Ryan is a great dude, a staple of the store, truly. Bartends at the store, is a comedian at the store, and as funny as he is, kind as he is, bearded, and it's just a blast. Part 2 is imminent. Follow Ryan at Ryan Mirvis on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all that bullshit, and go see him live whenever you get a chance. Come see me on the road, AdamRayComedy.com for all my tour dates. Vegas, we're coming to you this weekend, October 12th through the 15th. Laugh Factory at the Tropicana. Cannot wait. October 12th through the 15th. Come out and see your boy. And, of course, October 11th, a day before that, I'll be at the Irvine Improv with Adam Carolla and Brad Williams. The following week, October 20th through the 22nd, I'll be with Sal Volcano in Savannah, Athens, and Macon, Georgia. Come out and see us. I'll then be with Sal November 29th and December 1st and 2nd for his comedy special tapings. I'll be at the DC Improv December 6th and 7th. And at Mic Drop Comedy Club in San Diego, December 15th and 16th. And a New Year's show that I cannot announce yet, but we'll be announcing soon. All that ticket info at AdamRayComedy.com. Thank you so much for being here. Tell a friend, tell a hater, and enjoy the episode. A brand new one of the About Last Night podcast with Ryan Mirvis. Guys, welcome back to the show. I'm sitting here with a longtime friend. He might look like your neighborhood drug dealer. He might look like the guy who does security for heaven. He might look like the guy who has been to every Burning Man since it started. He might look like a guy who is a friend to many, a lover to few, I don't know, a friend of the canines, a walker of the streets, a talker of the sheets. Yeah. A future phone sex operator and a Comedy Store staple. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ryan Mirvis.
Hey, buddy. Hey, team.
What came first, the laugh or the beard?
Got him as a combo.
Yeah.
eBay, actually.
Have you bought anything on eBay ever, be honest?
I actually did. Oddly enough, I just bought National Lampoon, the cover of Buy This Magazine or We'll Shoot This Dog.
No way.
And then here we are.
Here we are at the old National Lampoon studios.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
That might have been in this room.
Yeah. There's something about the history of old comedy nostalgia that is, I guess, just not even nostalgia. National Lampoon was a launching pad for a lot of great
For
talents.
so much. I mean,
And-
for SNL.
And it's, it was chronicled, I guess, in the stupid and futile gesture that Will Forte did,
Yeah, great movie.
Awesome
Featuring our
movie.
buddy Rick Glassman.
featuring Rick Glassman as
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis. And Joel McHale, I think, is Chevy Chase, maybe?
Chevy,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that time is just so – there's just so many great times in comedy, which I feel like we're living right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you and I met in San Diego. No. In
Yeah.
L.A. No.
In San Diego.
Yeah.
I think.
I think at the place that you, me, Ren Azizi, Brian Moses, was that the first place?
Yeah, well, we met before. I think we met at La Jolla, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
At the Comedy Store in La
Yes.
Jolla.
You were working there.
No, I
No.
was just there all the time.
Yeah.
And then I was running that show, the Crab Show,
Yes, that's
where
right.
it was all you can eat crab and stand-up comedy. Just what better could go together?
That's right.
And
When people think of
then-
you, they think of crabs in comedy.
Well, at least crabs. And then we had Moses was helping me book that show.
Yeah.
And then him and I would come down to San Diego every Tuesday because we ran a bunch of shows and couldn't give them up.
Yeah.
And then we did the anniversary show with you, me, Ranazizi, and Moses. And the photo from that too, we look like children.
We're so young.
Yeah, your hair's down past your shoulders.
Yeah. I was going
Like-
full Fabio, or
Yeah.
at least trying to.
Oh, it was glorious.
That drive down, those types of trips, San Diego to LA, LA to San Diego, are great comedy road trips because it's 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, it's short.
It's enough time to chum it up, not get tired of each other, be excited for the gig still. Coming
Yeah.
off, you're riding the high of the car ride, hopefully, into the gig, and then into the night. And I think we met up with Mark Ellis and Melissa Villasenor and
Yeah.
Adam Egget,
Yeah, down in
Pacific Beach. PB, the butthole of America.
Yeah, well, people do throw up in the streets there.
Yeah.
If HPV was a city.
Yeah. Pacific Beach is a great place to go, not to raise a family, but to find a family. If you're
Yeah,
lost and you're
yeah.
looking just to stumble into someone's house.
Can I live here?
Because everyone's easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. And
Yeah,
there's food and there's beach and there's booze and there's boobs and butts and BYOBs and
Yeah, I
It's-
think it's more bars per capita than I think anywhere else in the country.
gotta be. And it's so close to SeaWorld. Shout out to, not Harambe. That's the grill that got
Well,
taken
Harambe
out.
gets one too.
Just
the-
general
the
shout out to
Shamu.
Harambe.
Yeah, and to Shamu.
Let's give an RIP shout out to Harambe the gorilla from Kentucky Zoo.
We'll miss you, buddy.
How do you do a gorilla shout out?
I think you just nailed it.
It's basically Tim Allen, but to the skies. You think? Now, people don't know this about Mirv. He can do voices. And not just gorillas, but one.
Oh, there we
Squirrel.
go. We're referring to the squirrel, and this isn't like a bullshit red squirrel.
No.
No,
What-
no, no,
what,
like the pushover.
It's
like
a
the
Democrat.
Yeah, no, this is
that
like
what you
the-
meant?
no, I'm just saying that the red squirrel. And sure, it's cutesy, but it's like the pretentious art school squirrel. This is like a gray squirrel.
Yes.
Like the working man squirrel, like a union squirrel. Like a squirrel that drives a Buick, but like an old Buick.
He enjoys a nice Miller Lite, but he prefers a Coors Light.
Yeah.
And if he sees you drinking like a seltzer, he'll probably say something.
Yeah, he'll say something and maybe light a cigarette afterwards. Won't even smoke it.
No.
He'll just light it.
Just light it and hold it at the end.
He'll see he'll light up the cig and then
Where in the fuck did you figure out you could do a squirrel impression?
I have no idea. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to have gum. This is how I've
Great beginning to the answer of that question. How did you figure out you could do a squirrel? I wasn't allowed to have gum as a kid. Wait, there's probably this all is going to add up.
No, that's the whole story.
Okay. Our guest today has been Ryan Mirvis.
Yeah,
No.
thanks so much.
Yeah, no.
No, because I think when I was defiant that I couldn't have gum, so I was chewing on my tongue,
Wow.
and I did it so much that it became if I was focusing playing Super Mario Kart or something, I would start chewing on my tongue like a fucking Rainbow Run.
Because now, did you always? I guess kids innately need something to chew on, right?
I guess
Whether
so.
it's discipline or snacks
or a back of a hand.
or a bag of a hand. Yeah. Were you an only child?
I've got a sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's she?
She's in Seattle. I think.
Nice.
or Portland. She went back and forth. Like
The Northwest.
Yeah.
There's something about playing video games too as a kid where you're locked into the game, but your ADHD, ADD, HPV is taken off, and you're looking for something else to do. Always, I think kids, right? It's why like we're just.
You don't have the attention span.
Yes, we need tasks, and so the chewing on the tongue makes sense. But so you start doing that, and then
I think it built up cheek muscles. Because like I can put air like in my cheek.
What if you're like it built up a family of squirrels?
Yeah, then they just moved in, and this is actually them asking for help. Save us, save us.
Wait, so you started doing the noise?
Yeah, and like I could like put air up there, and then I think the chewing
Great
tongue
movie.
built.
Kevin Bacon, the air up
yeah.
there. Sorry, keep going.
That is, he does the thing. He says, "Hey, I'm part of the drive."
I told Kevin Bacon at the Comedy Store, real quick tangent, that The Air Up Air was an incredible movie, and he goes, "Oh fuck, man, I fucking hate that movie." He goes, "Any other movie you could have said?" I go, "Sorry, I was trying to bond Bacon. I was trying to do a Bacon bond," and he goes, "It backfired." I go, "My Bacon bond backfired?" He goes, "Please stop talking to me."
Dude, I saw Kevin Bacon at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
I saw him.
You might be the one that told me that he was there when I got off stage, and then I walked around to the parking lot to go let a buddy in, and then he ended up walking out. Yeah, but you saw him there.
I saw him there, and I told him because I saw him and his brother, the Bacon Brothers band.
Yeah.
I saw them playing in San Diego, at the Hard Rock Hotel. I was like bartending at this like tiny private concert, and I'm like, "Hey, I saw you and your brother, Bacon Brothers band. Like, I loved it. It was like campfire, like bluegrass music." And he's like, "Okay," and then like walked away. I'm like, "Sorry, our friendship.
Yeah.
We could have been."
One is the loneliest number that you ever knew. What if he just started singing that and then moonwalked away?
I mean, as long as we're not in that city that he wasn't allowed to dance in from Footloose.
No.
That was him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nailed it.
He did Footloose. He was also in the Jamiroquai video. That was him.
He was the couch.
We'll be right back. Wait. Okay. So, and we'll get into more Comedy Store celeb sightings in a second. Coming up next. But keep it right here. Squirrel noise. Built up pressure, pushing on the cheek.
Oh, yeah. And then it was originally a dolphin noise.
Yep.
Because, dolphin craze in the 90s. Everybody loved dolphins in the 90s. I hate dolphins.
Now that's what I call a Love for Dolphins, Volume 6, 7, and 8.
They heat up in the later editions.
Was it because of Flipper?
I think it was Flipper, and I think it was Free Willy, even though there were no dolphins in Free Willy. Were there dolphins?
No, it was Orca.
It was just Willy, right?
Willie was the whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, were there other aquatic mammals?
I think Lauren Petty, shout out from
Tank Girl.
in A League of Their Own, was a trainer for all aquatic creatures. So I think dolphins were in that. But I think you're right. Flipper, I think there was another movie where like a kid befriended a dolphin.
The one Sequest.
Sequest.
That was
Jonathan Brandis.
Yeah.
There was a talking dolphin in that. Yeah, another shout out. All right, another RIP shout out.
I feel maybe also the amount of Lisa Frank, like Trapper Keepers, that had
Dolphins
on them.
My sister was obsessed with dolphins.
Yeah.
Whale watching turned into dolphin viewing. I think everybody, dolphins over orcas, because no one's hearing about dolphin attacks. And if you are, it's because you tried to fuck it.
Right. But hey,
Which apparently Aaron Rodgers has just came out and said that after tearing his ACL, that listening to dolphin lovemaking, he's like, studies have been done that listening to dolphins making love actually gives healing powers.
Yeah.
Not even Captain Planet's that fucking crazy. I mean, this guy, by the way. Rodgers, I mean, God bless him. I have no judgments on your vaccine take because it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But when you're as active about your thoughts and opinions about stuff like that aren't really out there, like you're by yourself with that stuff.
Yeah.
And then part of me wants to meet you halfway and go, I respect your take, that you have the balls to approach a topic with so much chutzpah.
It's fun to have interests.
Football player get hit in the head, talks about dolphin. Yeah, I don't know. But
dude, that bar that we did the crab show at, he was part owner of that bar.
Aaron Rodgers was?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
All right. Moving on.
He's from San Diego, I think, wasn't he?
He might be.
Like Carlsbad or something?
Yeah.
Northern San Diego.
Okay, so squirrel noise, it's dolphin to squirrel, and then...
And then here we got, when I first started comedy, I had a joke about talking to squirrels on mushrooms and, it's just like a big mushroom trip stuck in the woods. My pants walked away from me, so I couldn't get off of a thing. And then we had to solve mysteries with the shadow, and that turned out to be a detective. That turned out to be my friend.
The shadow was your friend.
Yeah, well, eventually. You got to warm up. It's a little standoffish. It's like, all right, this seems fine.
That's funny. Who was the first person that heard the squirrel noise that goes, that's funny, you should do that? Because just like anything in comedy, any sort of impression, bit, noise, you need an audience. I mean, you're trusting yourself that this is a fun little party trick, but you need to see. But
is it? And I did it at the Minnesota Zoo, actually. I remember very specifically. We were having like a overnight at the zoo thing in like
Field
third
trip?
grade or something. Yeah.
Wow.
And you could either sleep at the dolphin tank or at the coral reef. And we wanted to do dolphin tank, but they didn't turn those fucking lights off. So like the next years were like a coral reef. But they were like talking to us about dolphins, and my buddy's like, "Hey, he knows how to do a dolphin thing." I'm like, "Hang on, let me stand up and take the attention." And that like got a huge laugh, and I'm like, "Here we go." So it begins. I like call up Mitzi.
Wait, show me. Wait, I'm gonna be the. So somebody says Mirv can do a. Did they call you Mirv in third grade?
It was
Ryan.
It was right. It was Mirv in like maybe 7th grade.
Right. So, Ryan, stand up, do the dolphin noise. You do it. Fucking just kids booming with laughter, like they just saw McCartney reunite with the Beatles holograms.
Yeah, I'm just rolling in that 3rd grade tail.
Wow, did a teacher laugh?
Oh, that's right. Even the zoo guy was into it.
Zoo guy was into it.
That's how I knew it was good. Like when the staff is into it,
You're not wrong. Comedy club staff, they see everything. Yeah. And comics
getting them to laugh is the hardest thing.
It is.
Yeah. Getting a Comedy Store waitress to laugh.
Totally.
Impossible.
Yeah. Okay, so you move up from San Diego. Is comedy, were you a funny kid then in high school too?
Yeah. I was always the cut up.
Artsy?
Yeah, like I was in like the theater and speech and all that.
What sort of plays did you do?
Shitty ones.
What are some coveted roles? Were you like a tree or were you like the Tin Man?
No, I was. We did Les Mis. That was my biggest one. I had like 9 roles because they didn't have enough dudes. Right. So like they offered me, I think it was Jean Valjean. It might have been Javert, and they're like, you can do that, or you can have like 11 roles put together and you have a million costume changes. I'm like, let's do that.
Wow. Just full SNL.
Yeah. So it was chaotic and hectic. But I was on this like local access TV show called Why Are You Up? Like Why Are You -UP, which was a very specific and like really cool thing to do. It was educational access. So it was all student run, student produced, student written, student starring students. It was at 12:30 at night, Friday nights, like late Friday nights.
Wow.
Live. You could call in. There was like 2 dudes on a couch. You call in. They had top 10. They had sketches. They had fake news, the Why Are You update. And it went on for, 20 years maybe.
Wow.
And my buddy, when I was a kid, who's actually in town right now, he was at this Comedy Store last night. We were having like a sleepover. He's like, my older brother's on this TV show. I'm like, we can be on TV? And like then we watch this. I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do.
Wow.
And his older brother and his writing partner, who was also on Why Are You Up, are now out here. They wrote the Sonic the Hedgehog movies and Violent Night, and like they're killing. They're
holy
some
shit.
of two of the funniest guys, like great writers. And
you keep in touch with them?
Yeah. We was at Comedy Store last night.
Wow, dude.
And like, it was just really unique because like there was this guy Tom Ringdahl who ran BEC TV, like the Bloomington Educational Channel, and like the Channel 14 or whatever. And it was just like, all right, kids, here's a TV studio, figure it out.
Wow.
And he would like help and that was the trajectory. I'm like, okay, let's do TV. Let's do movies. Let's do comedy. Let's be funny.
Everybody needs that one thing to kind of pique their interest and make them get like almost overwhelmed. Was it no ties to the business?
No, none.
Wait, so originally from?
I grew up in Minnesota, in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Yes. Oh, I've been.
Shout out Mall of America.
Shout out Mall of America. Shout out to the
House of Comedy.
House of Comedy. Shout out to the water park there.
Ooh, the water park of America. Ooh.
Shout out to the Ninja Turtle ride. Not sure if it's still there.
I don't fit on it.
First time I was there was a Ninja Turtle ride there. Adults and kids could ride it. Shout out to not the islands. Is there an islands there? No, there's not a Sharkies. A bubblegum shrimp.
Bubblegum shrimp for sure.
Went there to watch a Seahawks playoff game once.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mall of America. I used to get kicked out for playing hacky sack. It was a simpler time.
Were you nude? Why were you getting kicked out?
No, well, they didn't allow it. They had like a big rotunda, like where they had like events and stuff. Like that big. It's where the house comedy is, like with the escalators and stuff.
Rotunda sounds like a great female Street Fighter name.
Rotunda.
Yeah. She's a big gal and her name's probably Rhonda.
Yeah.
And they call her Rotunda.
On the streets, she goes by Rotunda. She's just like, Rotunda, hi.
Yeah. She's always 80s freeze fighting, and she power walks.
Yeah. Well, you gotta stay fit.
Yeah. A lot of wristbands.
Yeah, a lot of wristbands.
A Walkman that doesn't work.
Yeah.
With batteries only for weapon usage.
For projectiles.
Yeah.
That's her finishing. AAA.
Wait, okay. Hacky sack.
Oh, yeah, we would go in the elevators. There was like a double elevator, these glass elevators, and doing hacky sack on the elevator, up and down and up and down. And they would see us, and they're like, "Look at there." And then we would stop it, and we were playing hacky sack. They would wait on the floor, and then you could like do something where it went the other way. So then we go out and then get in the other one and go up and down.
This is like out of a fucking Lewis Black kid comedy.
Yeah.
Like you're just, the security's chasing you up and down.
It was, well, in the Mighty Ducks 2.
Yeah.
The opening scene of Mighty Ducks 2
There we
took
go.
place in the Mall of America when they're like rollerblading through the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're like, oh, we got to relive this shit.
Great
and
call.
So we're kids, we're teenagers. Let's go hang out at the Mall of America and cause trouble. Just go like Zoomies, Hot Topic. Zoomies, Hot Topic. Like
Wetzels,
yeah.
Zoomies,
Ooh, you
Auntie
hold 'em?
M's.
It's like, here's a pretzel for you.
What was your go-to mall snack? Because there's a lot.
Actually, fucking Wetzel's Pretzel's pretty solid.
Wetzel's,
We had a buddy that worked there too, so
game over.
yeah. Like when you're a teenager and you have buddies that work in like fast food, it's the best. I had a buddy that worked at the Subway. Remember the stamps?
Oh, yeah.
The Subway stamps?
Oh, he just gave you...
He gave me a whole roll. I had free Subway for like 6 years.
Oh, my God.
He gave me like the whole.
Yeah, because like 2 stamps was like a Sam, I think.
I think it was 6. But like he gave
Still,
me like
the stamp cards. They got rid of those pretty quick.
Thousands.
Yeah, when I was in my freshman year at USC, 2001, a buddy stole a bunch of stamps, and I
ate like kings.
yeah, and then they figured that out. So I think Subway, it wasn't this location that
Yeah, I'm sure that was
contributed.
happening across the country.
Well, they would have the fucking bucket of stamps, almost like the tip jar.
Yeah.
At the register.
And they hired 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Who were like,
Subway?
I got to go back and get the mayonnaise. Don't take anything, okay?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were when the Jared scandal happened? Because I was full on. Even when the yoga bread, the yoga meat, the yoga mat bread scandal came out. Even when they were like, the tuna is not real tuna. It's like lemon. It's dolphin blubber is what one guy said. I was like, I can eat past that. And then when they
I
said
can eat a dolphin.
our bread is yoga mats, I was like, prove it. They didn't prove it, as far as I know. I ate past it. And then when Jared was like, hey, fuck kids, I was like, I'm done. This, for whatever reason, I wasn't
too far.
Yeah, I wasn't raised to eat at places without that.
Kid fucking.
Yeah, with my fast food spokesman, don't be a pedophile is at the top of the list. Ronald McDonald, look, shady? Yeah, man. Trust him around my nieces? Fuck no. Hamburglar, dude, won't even look him in the eyes. But
Oh, he's got a mask on.
yeah, but I would venture to assume 99% of the time they look at kids, they don't go yum 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 yum. You know?
Yeah.
Jared, on the other hand, couldn't keep it in his pants.
Well,
Where were you when you found out Jared was in trouble?
I'll never forget. I got a Google alert on my phone. I woke up in a cold sweat.
It was shocking.
It was we trusted that guy in our schools, and like he went around the schools with his big pants, and then he probably used those to nab some.
He
kids.
probably used him to kidnap
wrap
some.
him up, get him.
Bro, yeah. I mean, Little Rascal style. Like just kids in the pants on the shoulders.
Yeah, it's 2 kids on top of each other in the pants. I'm just one guy.
I mean, yeah, what a snafu, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Okay, so Subway was great. Yeah, I was probably an Auntie M's or a Wetzel's Pretzels, even a Jamba Juice. I had a Baskin Robbins.
Orange Julius was always a nice treat. That was always like a special occasion.
There's only like 6 Julius's left in the country. Irving, Orange.
Caesar.
Yep. Marry, fuck, kill.
Yeah. Ooh. I would have to. I'd marry Julius Caesar. Power, money. Julius Irving, I'd fuck. Orange Julius. Oh, I'd kill. And by kill, I mean I would drink it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is death to an Orange Julius.
Great.
Synergy. Synergy. I missed my own hands there on that one. Whoopsies.
Wait, so okay, so you're kicking at the mall, you're hacky sacking.
Oh, yeah.
You're making your
I
buzz
was
laugh.
good at hacky sack, too.
Yeah, of course you were.
I mean, you know.
You're agile. I've seen you on the kickball field.
Yeah.
And the softball
And the
field.
softball field. The old Comedy Store softball team.
Comedy Store softball team. We were both
That was
there when
fun.
Dan Madonia broke his leg.
Just flopping in the breeze.
Bro, just slid into the base like the
Tibia,
base was a brick
fibia.
wall.
That.
The tibia went into the fibia.
Yeah.
You never go tibia, fibia. You always go fibia, tibia. That's what the doctor said. That's why we switched hospitals.
Yeah. He's like, you did the old switcheroo, I see. Shame.
He just puts a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Rub some dirt on it.
Dan was in pain. Have you broken any bones?
I broke all sorts of bones.
Okay.
I broke my ankle
Yes.
on my birthday
Yes.
at a music festival.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Fuck.
That sucked.
You were, what, just raging?
No,
What,
it was
bobbing?
it was Wednesday night and it was Wednesday to Monday festival, like leave Monday, and like that's the longer festivals. That's a marathon, you know. You can't just go at it hard day one. And it was like we set up camp and we're hanging out all day. And I was just maybe I had a couple beers, but there was squirrel holes everywhere. They turned on me. The freaking squirrels turned on me. And like,
Did you at least try to talk to him and like,
well, like these are ground squirrels, man. There's trees everywhere. Like, why aren't they in the tree? I guess the housing crisis has hit the squirrel community. They have to live in holes now instead of trees. And
You running for office?
well, comptroller. It's you can trust me in the city of Bakersfield. I'll take care of these squirrels. It was in Bakersfield. And it's Lightning in a Bottle, which is my favorite music festival. And I had to go to the emergency room in Bakersfield, and we got there at like 1 a.m, and there was maybe like 6 people there, and they were all sort of asleep.
Yeah.
Except for one really friendly tweaker.
Fuck.
And like I hadn't slept in like 2 days. Before music festivals, I never sleep. Just because I'm like 2 days before, I'm very excited. I'm like, music festival.
Yep.
Then the night before, I'm like, oh, I forgot to pack so many things. And so I'm just like up all night packing. I'm like, I have to leave right now.
Yep.
And so I was super tired. I was dehydrated. They wouldn't let me drink any water because if I needed surgery, you can't drink water because you leak. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Not with that attitude.
Well, you know. And I was super hungry. I haven't eaten. And like we were going to go get food when my ankle broke.
Oh, man.
And so I'm there, and I'm in a wheelchair that I can't push myself. It's like the kind you have to be pushed in.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't escape this guy.
Oh,
He
fuck.
was, I'm guessing, 55 to 60 years old. And he told me the story about when he was 18, he graduated high school. He didn't get a GED. He graduated. They gave him the diploma. He gave him the finger. And he told me that story over and over again for 3 fucking hours. And I'm just like, my ankle hurts. Like it's my birthday. I'm by myself in the hospital. Like I'm thirsty and hungry and tired. And I'm just like, it's like 5 a.m. He's telling me again. There was no, I didn't. They gave me the fucking thing. I gave him the bird. You tell you.
Did I ever tell you the story?
And I was just like, this is my nightmare. But there was one point where there was like a 30-second, because he was talking really fast. There was like a lull. And I couldn't help myself. But I'm like, wait, so you didn't graduate high school? I was like, dog, oh my God. His head exploded.
Good for you, dude. Good.
His head exploded.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, God, that was a little rough.
You love the music fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those Burning Man.
Yeah.
What is it about it? Because you're a loving guy. You're a personable guy. I feel like there's something about these festivals that, I don't know, that speak to you on a camaraderie level, a connecting level.
It for sure is. Like, my first festival I went to was Coachella, and I've been going every year since. This is going to be my, I think, 16th Coachella or something like that.
Still never been. I should try to tag
Come
along.
on down sometime, man. it's the highest production value I think Taylor Swift is going to play this year.
Wow.
She has 2 weeks off in her schedule. She's in Southern California. Those 2 weeks are the 2 weeks of Coachella. There's a lot of rumors that T Swift is going to, and like,
It's crazy that Travis Kelce put her on the map.
yeah, finally.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing the reverse.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
here's this up and coming singer. I guess she's a singer, right?
Crazy.
Taylor Swift.
what the impact on the NFL she's having. Some people are now getting a little. It's almost like it's overstaying its welcome. 2 games in,
right?
And I mean, look, I know and love Travis, and I think it's all good and gravy. And if he's loving it, I'm loving it.
He's been the same, and he's like, hey, this is a little bunch, guys.
Totally, because he's a very mild-mannered, chill, like. He enjoys, I think, leans into the line. I mean, look at SNL, crushed it, but he's not and all these commercials, he's just taking advantage of the moment.
Right.
But I don't think he definitely doesn't come off like a guy that needs to, and for the amount of years I've known him, doesn't strike me at all as someone who, like, needs to, you know what I'm saying?
He doesn't need the attention.
It's also natural, though. Like, when he's giving a post-game interview, it's because of his play, so they want to talk to him. And it just so happens that he's comfy on cam. So I think, he does attract people wanting to keep him in the spotlight because, not a lot of athletes, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever, are as comfy or articulate or as smooth. Right.
I mean, look at like someone like Peyton Manning that was in so many post-game interviews, and then he turned that into commercials.
And even Peyton
SNL.
is like, I would even chalk up to being a little more robotic. Like, he's still kind of very, like, just polished. I'm saying what I got to say, running for office. Whereas Travis is like the kid of the guy running for office.
Right.
But still, like, got like a 4.0, but fucking party his ass off.
Yeah. He was. I met him at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Then him and Mahomes came in.
Yeah.
And then they both had COVID. Was it because of the Comedy Store, or did they give the Comedy Store COVID? We'll never know. But they were both just like chill.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, this is cool, like normal dudes.
Wait, so Coachella's 16th year.
Okay, yeah. So
you went. Your mind was blown.
Yeah, it was just a place to be, just like totally free, and be part of a community, and like you're there with your pals, and like at this point, because I've been to so many different music festivals, and I've seen 99% of the bands I want to see.
Yeah.
So now at this point is I want to go to hang out with my pals and go goof around and maybe take some recreational drugs.
Sure.
Drink 1,000 Bud Lights and have a slip and slide, dance around.
So they provide other activities. At the festival.
There's all sorts of fun stuff. There's like Coachella has like large scale art stuff, which is really cool. But like Lightning in a Bottle, they have really small scale like interactive art. These cool different things you
like
can
Where's
do.
Waldo books.
Kind of, yeah. Like there's always people dressed up like Waldo at music festivals. It's always great.
Really?
And like they always have the same. If you're like, hey, I found you, they're like, I shouldn't have worn this fucking. You're the 50 millionth person to tell me.
Sounded like a good idea in June.
Yeah, but like there was at Lightning and Bottle last year, 2 years ago or something. They had like a gymnasium, and it was next to like sports memorabilia store.
Yeah.
And like a newsstand, and like it was all like goofy interactive things. And at the gymnasium they were having a sexercise class.
Oh god.
And it was like this girl in like this 80s leotard kind of thing leading this class. And then there's 20 people, 30 people in this thing. This guy in a full jumpsuit, a full like exterminator's jumpsuit comes in. You guys gotta get out of here. What the fuck? I told you gotta split. This place is infested. And she's like, shut up. I told you to come after we're closed. He's like, no. You gotta go this way. There's cockroaches everywhere. She's like, there's no cockroaches. He's like, oh yeah, well what's that? And there's a guy in a full cockroach mascot thing. It just starts chasing everyone around.
My God.
And like exterminator's chasing the cockroach, and the gym instructor's chasing the exterminator, and just like silly, goofy, interactive.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And if you're in there on mushrooms, you're like, oh, this is delightful.
I was gonna watch Family Guy in the tent, but this is way cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Coachella provides that.
Yeah.
Burning Man provides what?
Burning Man is so much different. Like the first time I went to Burning Man was because my old dog. Remember Zach Morris?
Oh yeah.
Preppy. Preppy, yeah.
Yep. Great dog.
Happiest dog in North America.
Legend.
Yeah. And I went the first time because he passed away. And they have, because Burning Man's not a music festival. It's like an art festival.
Yeah.
If you're going to like really boil it down.
Yeah.
and they have the man burn on the second to last day, and the man burn is just the biggest party you've ever been to. It's all the art cars are circled up, and there's lasers and fire and just loud music, and they're burning the man, and it's chaos. It's so much fun. And then the temple burn is the next day, and the temple is like the most physically I've been affected by emotion by like a place, because it's all just memorials.
Wow.
All like people just nail things to the wall. There's a wedding dress there. The first thing I ever saw at a temple was a script, and then in red ink it just said Hollywood Lies, and it was there. I was like, that must have been their first screenplay.
Sure.
The ones the pet memorials are the ones that get me.
Yeah.
And I mean, which get everybody. You'll just see a plastic bag with a chewed up tennis ball stapled to the wall, and just like,
yeah, I know.
And like, because like when Preppy died, which was like broke my fucking heart.
It broke you.
Yeah, because he was 11 years old, and he had he was no symptoms, no nothing, always just a happy dog. And then one day he didn't react to the leash, and I'm like, oh, all right. So I clipped him on the leash, and he like walked into a wall, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Picked him up, went to the vet, and they're like, there's something sinister happening. They use the word sinister. I'm like, that's disheartening.
I only want to hear that from Dr. Claw when describing
right.
motives from Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. Oh, is Penny gone? And so then I'm there, and I'm distraught. And
because you've had him 11 years.
Yeah, I had him. He was a stray dog, the maybe 6-month-old stray dog that I found in San Diego. And
he was, your ride or die. He was with you. Every time I saw you, he was with you.
Oh, yeah.
He came out. I think he came out with us driving down to San Diego. Too.
Always. Yeah, he would always come down to San Diego. And like
what type of dog again? I'm sorry.
Golden Retriever, Australian Shepherd.
Yeah.
Big fluffy.
Just a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Like all he wanted was to love and to kick it. Right?
Yeah. Big licker.
Yep.
Big licker. He would lick the air too. He would just
hey,
all day.
Just grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful to taste it.
Yeah. Love some air.
Yeah.
But like,
he's a Michael Jordan of dogs.
Right. He was what Air Bud was based off of. But not Air Bud 2 Golden Receiver. That was a whole different. That's lawyers.
Hopefully they pin that script up on the Burning Man
that
wall.
was the script, yeah. But so they're like, something sinister's happening. And I call up Rob, the bartender from
love Rob.
the
Shout
comedy
out.
store. And he was on his way down from Northern California, where he had just buried his dad.
Oh, God.
But he's coming from his dad's funeral. And I'm like, dude, I'm at the animal hospital. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. So they like hightailed it down, met me there. And like I had to sign all this paperwork to take him out. And because they're like, he has like 1 million kinds of cancer. Like, we can treat him for like 30 grand, but it'll be like a month and it'll suck. And so I took him out. I had to sign against doctor's orders, take the dog. And then
take him out.
Take him out from the animal hospital. I'm like, can we just like go home with the dog and like see what happens? And so we went back to my house, and Rob's now wife went and got their dogs, and then Bedonia actually and Christina came with Scruffy, and so all of his dog buddies were at my house and his human buddies.
Wow.
And we put on the David Bowie record, and
Logan, the light went out. Great time for the light to go out, by the way. But the light didn't go out on the story. Keep going. Logan will fix it. Yeah.
But yeah, so all the human friends and dog friends are at my house, and like we're all like we've been at it for a while. Everyone's sort of just crying the whole time.
It was your idea to surround them with like homies.
Yeah, let's have.
So you kind of leaned into the idea that this
might be it. Like I don't know how long we're gonna have, because they're like, yeah, he'll probably have a couple more days. And as Under Pressure came on, he started kind of like breathing weird, and
You're good.
And I got to, had him in my arms when he went, and like that's the way to do it, Man, I didn't ever see he had one bad day, 11 years, and so he passed, and having a nice little moment.
Fuck, man.
And then that's when I went to Burning Man for the first time to have a memorial for him. And it was, I made this, big sign. And I was there with Duncan, our buddy Duncan Trussell. Yeah. And I had like all these pictures and stuff on the back of a 30-pack of Bud Light. And I had his leash on there. Didn't need that anymore, And I climbed up. I waited super long, so there was no space left on the temple. And so I had to like scale the temple. They're like yelling at me.
God.
And I'm like, give me a minute, guys. I need to do this. Yeah. And then I put it up there. I sat. I had his ashes with me. I put some of the ashes on the ground, and then I sat and I had a mall of beads. I meditated with a mall of beads. And then I had a cup of whiskey, and I put some of the ashes in the whiskey, and I had a toast and drank it. And yeah, it was.
Man. Does the thanks for sharing that, man. That's well, you fought. I mean, you were the best owner to Preppy that he could have ever. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like the way I saw you guys together, and what I take from you sharing that is like, look, nobody is here as long as we want them to be, and especially I think our pups. Like, it's just like, come on, man. Like that should be a creature that has immunity and should outlive us, because it's just not fair. The like you said, like not a bad day.
Not a bad day. And the thing is with I feel like people are affected so much heavier with losing their dog.
Yeah. Because
it's only good memories. When you lose your a relative or a friend, you get hit with a bag of bricks. Yeah. But then, you start going on, you're like, oh, this kind of shitty sometimes.
Yeah. My aunt actually did flip me off at my bar mitzvah, and I told him the girl I had a crush on that I had fucking herpes. Fuck that bitch. Yeah.
Your dog is like, what's the worst thing? Oh, they shit on the carpet one time?
Bro.
Like, all right.
Who hasn't done that?
Oh, and then they like cuddle and lick me and love me forever? Like initially? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's, I say goodbye to the dog at Burning Man. And
did you feel it? Did it?
I felt so like, and because then at Temple, the very last day, they burn the temple, and it's the opposite of the man burn. So the temple burn is 80,000 people sitting on the ground holding each other, just weeping.
Wow.
And then eventually, someone will start howling, and then everyone just just like that cathartic howl into the fucking ethos with 80,000 people just releasing their grief and their sorrow and their pain. And it can be, over anything. You can write a list or take a Sharpie on the wall and it says, I forgive you. It could be anything. And like that's, I think, besides, the art's cool and there's a bunch of crazy shenanigans you can get into. And I love Burning Man. You can see the limitlessness of human creativity.
Yeah.
But like the temple, like if you have something to get off your chest, like the temple is a powerful place to do it. It's the right place to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's important to have closure for things like that. And not even closure in terms of like, all right, I grieved the loss of my my bud and it's time to move on. But just like you need a what's what I'm looking for? Like it's not closure even. It's just like
a release.
Yes. That's Yeah. And you were able to, be in celebrate him and not just be sad about it, right?
Because like I was there, I'm putting together a thing, and so many people are, oh, tell me about your dog.
Wow.
Tell me about your dog.
Wow.
And it's just like, okay,
yeah,
I will.
Needed that, yeah.
We did this. And
people that gave a fuck too, right?
Yeah, people give a fuck out there.
Because that's the other thing too that you, it sounds like get drawn to, because, I mean, and it's not, I don't want to just say just LA, because every place is full of people that are one-sided as far as like what they want out of a conversation or a relationship. LA gets a bad rap for being more of it because we're in the land of broken dreams and halfway hearts and halfway houses and brothels and Taco Bells and oh my, but but people assume that there's more people out here that are just like don't give a fuck, and when they ask like how you doing, they don't give a shit. I always combat that with those people are everywhere.
Yeah,
it gets highlighted out here because there are for sure probably more capita of people that are out here to fake it till you make it and that truly don't give a shit. Or people that are so consumed in their shit trying to make it that they don't stop to to give a fuck.
To soak in a real human interaction.
To where like you tell them that your pup passed and they, oh man, that sucks. Sorry about that. And
is it my turn to talk yet?
yeah.
Like,
and no follow up though, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so you're out here getting people that really have a vested interest.
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
It was, and like, it's the same. It's very reciprocal too, where you see somebody putting up a memorial, or you see somebody just like weeping, and you go up, would you like a hug right now? And they're like, you gotta give them a hug, and like
That's beautiful, man.
There's so many great connections out there, and that's what's special to me about Burning Man.
All right, Minnesota born, San Diego is where you got your comedy chops.
Yeah, I first went on stage at Acme.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Coming back.
Acme Comedy Club, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing club.
I mean, yeah, it's the best club out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's
then,
a underground, low ceiling, intimate but spacious.
Yeah, like I think it seats like 230.
Yep.
Something like that.
Where Swartzen started.
Yeah.
The guy Lewis that runs it just is.
Lewis Lee, owned and managed.
Yeah.
He has his file cabinets of every comic to ever go on that stage.
Right.
And like the open mic back then, like the first time I went up was in 03, and the open mic, and I wasn't even I'm old enough to be in there, and like it's 18 up, but I was drinking, and I would get a pint glass of water, and I would bring in a beer, and then drink the water. Put the beer and the pint glass in the bathroom.
My God.
And then, because I get the water from the bar, and then I go sit back with the comics. Then I have a beer. Oh, I'll have another one of these. Oh, what was it? Oh, it was whatever, the Budweiser. They're like, we don't sell Budweiser. I'm like, try it again next week.
Oh.
But it was those open mics were sold out every Monday. And the cool thing about their open mic, because they had a funniest person in the Twin Cities contest. And most of those contests are just like bringer show nonsense. But if you won that one, you hosted the open mic for a year.
Wow.
So you got 52
spots.
Great spots.
And cash.
Yeah.
And hosting provides kind of forces you into developing a skill set that you might not otherwise have. Just welcoming people to the party, having to deal with people bombing, doing well.
Yeah.
Writing new stuff every week.
It's the best way I feel to get the overall comedy chops.
I can't recommend hosting enough for anybody young starting comedy. I mean, it is truly like, it's just, it throws you in there. And also, for me, just speaking from my experience and my journey, like getting host spots helped me get more spots. Being available to
people
host.
People going to be on your show. Hey, can I do your show? You can do my show.
Yeah, but totally. And also just like at the Improv or for like Comedy Juice when it started, and Assad was booking it, he was like, I always need hosts. And so I was like, always ask me. Because, I wanted a normal spot because you want to be seen as just a comic on the show and not hosting it. But I was like, dude, let me just do whatever. And that paid dividends because it was just, you need to be on stage.
Yeah.
All right, so you get a bug from it there. Yeah,
and I'm like, okay. And I did the funniest person contest, and I did well. I didn't win, but I did well. And I'm like, let's do this. And then I went to school in Santa Fe, the College of Santa Fe.
Wow.
Which has since burned down twice.
All right.
It's where Annie Letterman and Rick Ingraham went.
Wow.
And Macklemore, but we don't talk about him.
Why not?
He didn't like me.
Wow.
Yeah, well, a nice little alumni. Go Fighting Prairie Dogs.
Where else do you think that's being said in the greater United States?
Oh yeah, there's like one middle school somewhere where the kids got their name. We're the Fighting Prairie Dogs.
I mean, we were the Kellogg Knights in middle school.
Kellogg.
Yeah, and we were the LFP Dolphins in elementary school. And
everyone loves the Dolphins.
Yep, and easy flippers agent. And we were the Shorecrest Scots in high school, and then USC the Trojans.
The Scots.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
The like the kilt.
Yeah.
Like backpack guy. Okay, so
the Fighting Prairie Dogs was a good one. My favorite. I was in middle school. We were the Norsemen. Oof. That was a good one.
What'd you study in college?
First it was film and theater. And then I just went to just theater.
Cool. So you knew you want to be on the stage.
Yeah.
Be on screen.
Yeah. Ever since that Wire You Up, that TV show,
wow.
that was the let's do it.
So coming up from San Diego, then you're living there, you're bartending. I mean, you were working Hard Rock. I mean,
yeah,
you quickly told me about your bar, like you were a staple in the San Diego bar scene.
Yeah, I knew every bartender at one point in San Diego, and which was great because you don't have to pay for a drink no matter where you go. But then you just tip the bartender more than you would have paid anyways.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, whatever.
What did you enjoy about it? Again, you're so personable.
Like,
you know what you're doing. It's also it's an artistry too, man, and a skill and being quick with it, but also
I've been bartending for 20 years now.
Wow.
And like I've really cut my teeth. I mean, at the store, it's like, here's your vodka soda.
Right.
Like, oh, can I get an old fashioned? I'm like, all right. Whereas like I've worked at bars where like, you know, it's like bougie rooftop LA cocktail places.
Where you're making where
you're making 10 ingredient drinks and you know, and you have 5 people deep and it's crazy hectic and like that environment's a lot of fun.
But the bougier places, you're dealing with bougier people. So and less patience while you're dealing with cocktails that take 10 ingredients. Someone's like, can I just get a sex on the beach with a twist of lime, 2 olives, and a fucking high five, dude?
That sounds terrible. Like people, I feel because when I was it was a place called Mama Shelter, and it was the roof over there, and it was like if an Instagram filter was a place, like Mama was, it's really cute, and it had a moment. Like when we were there, we had a moment, and it was the only rooftop in the middle of Hollywood at the time. Now there's 1,000 of them, and it was laid back enough that people had the patience to get their drink with, you know, all sorts of hibiscus flowers and shit in them. But the best part I think about bartending is just talking with the guests, and talking with your bartenders, and just like shooting the shit. Like I've made like bits of just things I would riff with customers.
No way.
Like I did the Disney bit from there was like if we made a porno company that made porno flicks loosely based on Disney cartoon movies, and the company would be called Disney.
Oh my god!
And so it was me and my buddy Deej bartending, and we would just ask customers, "Hey, what's your favorite Disney cartoon movie?" "Oh, it's The Little Mermaid." "Oh, we'll make The Little Spermaid," starring Areola. And like we would just like go and like another customer comes in, "Oh, what's your favorite?" "Oh, it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs." "Ah, we'll just leave that one."
Yeah. That's
and
so
like funny.
Like
just riffing bit and like talking shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's why at the Comedy Store, I'm out on the bar there, I always have my joke book with me because I'm like, oh, hold on a second.
Holy shit! Yeah, the opportunity for banter and bits to come up from conversation,
especially at the store because like it's half the people there are comics.
What obviously, aside from the obvious, the experience of bartending at the Comedy Store versus not a comedy club.
I mean, they're 2 completely different things.
Yeah.
And especially if you're doing service at the Comedy Store, because they're making, if it's 6 sold out shows with a 2-drink minimum, you know, that's 800, like 1,200 people, 2-drink minimum.
Wow.
And a lot of people get 3-4 drinks.
Yes.
So you're making, 4,000 drinks in one night at that back bar.
Holy shit.
So like that's just chaos.
And are you looking up to? And
at that point it's just,
and there's people coming in, and you're seeing a comic wants a drink, or like you're trying to fit that in, or even just look up and have a moment with somebody. I mean, you do it gracefully, but
back in the back bar because I don't do the back bar anymore because I was way too chatty. And like
slowing things down.
And the waitresses, they're like, no, make the drinks, don't da 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 da. And I'm like,
wow,
I should be on the patio.
Yeah. All right, well, that's more your den.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, that's sorry. I'm such a chatty Cathy.
You are. What do you love about being at the Comedy Store?
Man, fucking everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like that place is so special, and like, if I'm not working, I'm still there.
Yeah.
You know, because all my friends are there.
Yep.
And it's the clubhouse. You know, it's where for some people it's their only home. You know, they don't feel at home at their apartment with their Craigslist roommates. You know, they don't feel at home with their parents anymore because they moved out because they hated them or whatever. You know, it's a sanctuary for people. And working there, I got hired there 14 years ago, and like I know every nook and cranny of that place. You know, I've been in Mitzi's office only twice, and it's not a mausoleum anymore. Like they've boxed it up.
Wow.
Because it was untouched for years and years until recently, where it's just a layer of dust over everything that was there the day she left, and then now it's like I don't know what they're doing with it, but
they're doing something with it.
They're doing something with it.
Changes are coming.
Yeah.
How much more interested? I'm always curious when people, like when I started doing phones there, like I definitely took more of an interest in the history. And Sandy Danto was doing the video room and logging all these old tapes. And I'd go down there during shifts and look at some of these old sets from the main room of like not Billy Joe Hober, that's a football player, but something Wayne, not Billy Wayne Davis. There was a guy in overalls, big guy with a beard.
Ollie Joe Prater?
No, Billy Joe Prater, yeah, right?
Ollie Joe Prater.
Ollie Joe Prater.
Yeah.
Things like that of guys I'd never heard of that were like ripping in the main room, and just old memorabilia, and looking at the store, almost identical to how you're seeing it now with the curtain and the way it looks.
Not a lot has changed.
Yeah, which is really cool. So how much history did you take an interest in?
So much, like especially because I used to always talk with Jeff about Jeff Scott about our RIP.
Heavy RIP shout out.
Yeah.
That's our guy, keyboard player at the store for 30. I think we're celebrating 30 years. I think
something like that. Yeah. I think it was like 29 years or 24 years or something. And he was, the historian, the knowledge about anything, And
that's just extra sad about him not being here for a myriad of reasons. But like he really was quick and privy to offer up things about moments and stories and anecdotes that you might not haven't.
He would love telling all these stories to, especially like new door guys.
Yeah.
Or new open mic. He just if you're sitting in the back and Sacred Ground and he's smoking weed, he'll either like tell you to fuck off and like be like a pissy angry dude.
Yeah.
Which was a lot.
Sure.
Or he'd be like, let me tell you about this one time and And
well, that's also the beauty of getting to know somebody.
Right.
Like. Yeah, too many people also, too, will start to fart around the Comedy Store and overstay their welcome or overstep their boundaries. It's like, hey, man, there is a little bit of a respect from everyone that works there and that is there a lot of, like, people it is become such an open door, but some people tend to walk around a little too comfy, like, hey, man.
Right.
Not only have you gotten to the city, you do have to earn a little bit of the...
Show a little respect.
And I love when I see younger comics that like definitely have tact and will read the room and not just walk where the fuck they please.
May I please come back here?
Yeah, or is it cool if I go in and watch and ask? And if the person's like, nah, man, this is only for whatever. Cool. And get to that point. That's why there is a prestige to it,
Yeah, that's where friends and family.
Yeah.
Really is like, it means friends and family. It's not just the next level after
it's not person with drink who showed up.
Right. Yeah, it actually is a friends and family. Like it means. Like, it means something.
Yeah.
To be welcomed in.
Yeah.
And, like, from the outside, a lot of people see it as, like, it's a cult. And it's a clubhouse. But every comedy club is sort of like that.
Sure.
Like, West Side Comedy, they have their own thing.
Yeah.
Improv, they have their own thing. There's a lot of crossover. But, like, where you get accepted first, I would think, is sort of what the idea of a home club.
Totally. What sort of memories pop in your mind when you just think, if someone says like somebody back home is like, man, the Comedy Store, what's that like? Like, do you kind of lead with a couple go-to memories, or do you kind of give them an overall?
Man, at this point, there's so many. I feel like when I got getting hired there was a big memory for me, because I was at the store in the back hallway of the original room, and earlier we were in the main room, green room. This is back when there maybe was a show in the main room that night. Like, there weren't a lot of shows back then. This is when Dean Gelber was like on his way out. Like, he gave his like 2-year notice. He's like, you guys have 2 years to figure it out and don't fuck up.
Yeah.
And we were back there with Alex Moore.
Shout out.
Yeah, and he had a weed tincture, like a liquid weed, and this is back in 2010.
Tincture,
liquid weed. Huh? What?
Yeah, flying cars.
Yeah.
Glow-in-the-dark butt plugs.
And he's like, you want some of this? I'm like, yeah, sure. Wait, how much should I do? He's like, well, I do the whole dropper. I'm like, okay, well, you are 7 feet tall and 1 million pounds.
Yeah.
His opener used to be, yeah, I know you're looking at me like I'm a math problem.
Yeah, he was Alex. Yeah,
I think he's in the South, like killing it right now.
Awesome, good for him.
Yeah, like
super sweet guy.
Yeah,
for being 7 feet tall and 300 plus
he looks
pounds.
like a WWF wrestler from the 80s.
Yep.
I'm amazed he wasn't on Young Rock.
No kidding.
Yeah,
they could have found something.
Right.
Could have just created a fake part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so he gave me 2 drops, And I had never been higher in my life.
You time traveled.
Yeah.
You were there for the original pilot of Frasier.
Right. I'm like, where's the dog? And I had 2 tall boy PBRs.
Oh, no.
In each hand.
Oh, no.
So I had 4 beers, all full. And I'm leaning on that railing for dear life in the back of the OR hallway.
Oh, God.
And Matt Edgar walks by, and he's like, hey, you're looking for work, right? You're a bartender, right? And I'm like, huh? Yeah, I bartend. He's like, hold on. Gets Dean. He's like,
Oh, no.
Hey, you're the bartender, right? I'm like, yeah.
And you're the teddy bear that
And
I
he's
played with
like-
as a kid. I mean,
Can I touch you? Hold these 4 beers real quick.
you said you were my friend.
Yeah.
Teddy
Hug.
Ruxpin.
Should we hug? Where do I put the cassette? And he's like, all right, well, tell me how to make a margarita or something. And I'm like, well, it's, 2 parts tequila and triple sec, lime juice, sour, lime. He's like, come in tomorrow to do the paperwork. I'm like,
Get the fuck
all
out of
right.
here. You strapped it up.
Yeah. And I took over for Jade. 'Cause Jade was bartending there.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, and now I'm the guy that paints name on the walls.
Yeah, by the way, very cool job that you picked up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very fucking
I'm
cool job.
super honored to be the guy that paints the names on the wall.
Well, it'll be really cool when you paint your own name on the wall at some point.
It's
That's going to be a fucking... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll happen. That's a very cool gig. Getting your name painted on the wall at the Comedy Store is as cool as it gets.
Yeah.
It's the only club that has that. That I know of,
Sure.
that has a long lasting history of the names that are
a
there.
50-year tradition.
Yes.
51-year.
And then it happens every year, and there's a new crop that comes in, and pretty much every year, every
every
couple
year.
years.
Yeah, on Mitzi's birthday.
Yeah, and
Names night.
that's cool, man. And what's really cool about that is you getting to be a part of that historical moment for people, and getting to share that with people, right?
Yeah,
like
and
seeing
like,
families
'cause-
come in and watch you paint their
Sure.
son or daughter's name.
What's cool now? Because the first one I did, we redid the main room,
Yeah.
the front of the main room for the 50th.
Yeah.
Because there was water damage, and we redid the wood. So I redid 52 names or 56 names, whatever there. And it was hilarious how many were spelled wrong. Dave Chappell? Who's that? Oh, Dave Chappelle. Oh, okay. There was so many names. I'm like, big stars.
Robin Wellington?
Roseanne
No, Williams.
was spelled wrong.
Whoa. How'd they spell it?
1 N. Yeah.
Wow.
Vicky Barblack was spelled wrong.
Yikes.
And I've middled for Vicky in Vegas.
Yeah.
And when I spelled her name right, it meant so much to her because her name was they always spelled her name wrong.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's a big deal, man.
Her dad, who played football for the Steelers in the 60s, immigrated, and they would always change his name, and it wasn't right. And having that be her real spelling, she got emotional. It made me emotional because
That's really
I got to do something sweet for her.
Wow.
And
Do right by her
now-
namesake, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting to put up a bunch of my pals. I wrote Amir K
Oh, wow.
on the wall, and I'm writing all these other, my
Future
buddies,
legends, potentially.
but guys that Steven Garza and stuff that
Yeah.
we came up and I'm like, dude, and you get to hug them. It just means
So
the
special.
world to be that's when comics move to LA. I would say more often than not, their goal is to get their name on the wall of the Comedy Store.
1000%.
They say when an actor moves to LA, their goal is to join SAG. Let's do this, and then after that, that's when things get cooking.
Or to meet Ted Danson, but yeah.
Well, everyone's got a dream.
It's dancing SAG.
Yeah.
Store.
Dance and SAG, then dance with a saggy Ted. It's all right, we're kind of spiraling.
Came in hot.
Yep.
Cooling off real quick. Man, that is so. Thanks for sharing some insights into that. That's a really cool thing, dude.
Yeah.
And you're, and you know what though, you are the light and the love that you provide and exude at the store. It's a no-brainer. Why you don't just pick anybody to do that. And you're a beloved human to anybody that knows you. You light up every room. good vibes. I mean, you're truly living out what Preppy did, which was just no bad days. You know,
No bad days.
yeah, man. And that's, I mean, shit. I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and you hope that, like, you know, how you conduct yourself on and off the stage is you know, it would make your mom proud or whatever. However you use to gauge your choices and whatever. But the people that you surround yourself with, and it's like, you know, it's when people are like, oh, you know, Mirv, I'm like, or even a buddy that'll tell me about, like, just, man, this guy at this comedy store, they're like, wait a minute, it was so cool, and we chatted for whatever. I'm like, yeah, man. And then I'll give, like, a little bit of history, and they're like, of course you fucking know this guy. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you know, you got to hold on to the good ones. All right, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do it. We're going to do it in a way that that I do all the episodes, and it's a way that I do it. It's inside the actor studio. R.I.P. James Lipton. I'm doing a lot of R.I.P. shout-outs. You no doubt would have been on the show at one point. So to close this out, we're going to get to know Ryan Mirvis a little bit better.
Your stack of cards.
With yeah, exactly. With the 10-question questionnaire. I'll be playing Mr. Lipton, and you'll be playing yourself, Ryan Mirvis. Here we go. I'm here with Ryan Mirvis. Ryan, what is your favorite word?
Rapscallion.
Use it in a sentence.
I met Adam Ray. What a rapscallion.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm not 100% sure, but it's something silly yet lovable.
Perfect. What is your least favorite word?
Huh?
What turns you on?
What doesn't turn me on?
What turns you off?
Broccoli.
What is your favorite curse word?
Shenanigasm.
Great band. If we ever start an all-triangle band.
Shenanigasm. When you laugh so hard, you come.
From Fisher Price. It's a kid's toy.
Yeah.
What sound or noise do you love?
Ooga.
What sound or noise do you hate? What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Base jumper.
What profession would you not like to do?
Also base jumper.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Here we go.
Wow. Ryan Mirvis, ladies and gentlemen, a legend, a gift from God. It should be known, too, that Rye has been featured in many of the old Adam Ray TV sketches.
So many good ones.
You're a go-to player, and when I get my own show, sketch or regular, scripted, you know you'll be in that. I've told you that from the get-go, and I'm a man of my word.
Dude, you've helped me out more than I would say more than anyone in Hollywood.
Oh, man.
You've always been so good to me. Like, we did so many sketches back in the day.
Yeah.
You, me, like Sandy, Mel.
Yeah.
Like, and you've helped me get agents before. You've always been there for me. Like, you're a mensch.
I love you, bud.
Love you, pal.
I mean, helping people get opportunities is all you can do. And then, you know, what people, it's like, you know, you put your name on people that deliver and that are funny. And it's, believing in giving people the boost of like, yeah, you're the shit is so underrated, especially out here when you can go like, I'm going to, even just the gesture of trying to do it gives people sometimes enough. I know at least for me when and it's like the journey, the grind never stops, but getting those little people going.
Little attaboy.
Yeah, man. Little attaboy.
Yeah. It goes a long way.
Yep.
Because in this industry, you're always questioning, am I working hard enough?
Yes.
Am I doing it right?
Those little victories.
And then if somebody, especially someone like you who's been crushing it, and well deserved because you work harder than fucking anybody in this town.
I'm just trying.
I'm
trying.
But like hearing it from someone that you can look up to,
to
get an attaboy is like
yeah.
Like all right.
Well, there's one Carl's Jr. sketch. Type in Carl's Jr. Adam Ray. Mirv crushes that, and then I'd say the Bop It one is pretty spectacular.
Bop It one's good.
We might have to do another one for this next Dr. Phil show. October 17th, live at the Comedy Store main room with Adam Devine and Anders Holm. Might have to figure out some new ones to shoot for that, or maybe just find a way to pull you into the live attraction.
Dad versus Stepdad was a good one.
Oh, yeah. Dad versus Stepdad. at this buddy's mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. I
With
mean,
the
Eric
kid.
Norris in
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
The
yeah.
kid, I forget his name. He's like he raps now on TikTok.
Really?
Andrew Astor.
Like, the kid was funny.
And I also want to congratulate you on shedding some lbs.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah.
Should always be applauded.
Yeah. Down 50 pounds, just trying not to die.
When you told me that, I go, good.
Yeah.
We all, hey man, it's no human being is even I read this Beyonce article once. Yeah, I read, and and she was saying about like how fucking tough it is to like she almost hates the life she has to live because of, and look, no sympathy, but like dude, I just want a piece of cheese pizza, but you know, that's not her, but it's actually a very good.
Dead on
Yeah,
Beyonce. I thought she was here.
But everyone is trying to get a handle on that, and so for you to commit to that, and 50 is no small, and it shows.
Thanks.
So keep on keeping,
Yeah.
because we need you.
Love you, buddy.
Ryan Mirvis at Ryan Mirvis
on the socials.
On the socials.
RyanMirvis.com.
Come by the store, have a cocktail, see him. He's a hilarious comic, and I love you for being here. This is just the beginning, part 1 in the books.
In the books.
Give me a squirrel to close it out. Good night, everybody.